say a couple more hours, this pool will be perfectly swimmable. Well, I'll be damned. A prehistoric relic. Straight from the 90s, when we as a people were less evolved. I think it's time we revisited you, my friend. Let me tell you, if you haven't seen this movie, you're in for a treat.
He's into munching too, you know.
Or you're in for something.
Encino Man, 1992. Oh boy, this movie's a classic, let me tell you that, buddy. When I was a kid, I loved this movie. It just had the right kind of silliness that piqued my adolescent humor. I looked back on it not too long ago, now that I've grown and matured, and this is a dark movie. What you think is a cute high school comedy about two slackers who find a caveman buried in a backyard is actually a disturbing moral tale about how human beings purposefully prey on and take advantage of weaker and more innocent minds.
But before we can even talk about Encino Man, we have to address the elephant in the room, if you will. Pauly Shore.
Who is this madman of the 1990s, this enigma known as the Weasel?
Follow the weasel linkage. Come on, bud, cruise.
Pauly Shore was all the late 80s, early 90s surfer, neo-hippie, slacker stereotypes rolled into one complete glorious package.
He acted in a series of comedy movies, with Encino Man being his first major outing, and it just kinda went downhill from there. After a while, his career just seemed to stop, and he all but disappeared from the limelight.
High school is over, buddy. Get into it. We're losers.
Pauly Shore was one of those gimmick actors. He only really played one character in all the movies he made.
I'm not a geek. I'm a unique weasel, David.
He talked the same every movie. He looked the same every movie. And he relied on the same gags every movie.
Because we're a crazy boys.
You know the type.
Sorry, they make us do that.
Take it from me, as a pro wrestling fan, even if a gimmick's good, there's only so much an audience can take before they start to get restless and bored.
And Pauly, your gimmick wasn't that good in the first place, buddy. However, you did manage to weasel your way into having an impact on 90s culture.
So don't tax my gig so hardcore, Cruster.
Is that why they call you the Weasel? Because you just kinda snuck in there when nobody was watching?
English, they only speak English.
So let's take a look at Encino Man.
Oh, the Ice Age. This movie's older than I thought. This is kinda dark. Did I accidentally put in 10,000 BC? Hey, guys, are we sure this is a comedy?
I don't like the sound of that! Oh my god! Jeez, movie! Warn me first, eh?
I hate those things.
Oh, sorry. You see, this movie stars Sean Astin. You might recognize him as
Samwise Gamgee, loyal friend of the ring-bearer Frodo Baggins, and one of the most staunch and bravest of hobbitses ever to come from the pages of J.R.R. Tolkien.
He also played Rudy, but in this movie, he plays Dave. Dave is an egotistical, manipulative jerk who has ulterior motives for every single thing he does.
After waking up, Dave goes outside to start digging in a great big hole to get to China to spread Western colonialism for his own profit.
Actually, it's just a pool. But his intentions are there.
The weasel rears its head as Pauly Shore enters the movie, playing Stoney, Dave's longtime minion/buddy. He's a lazy bum and a terrible friend.
Grab a shovel, man.
No, I just want a munch.
I mean, I want my own page in the yearbook.
Jump off the gym, splatter on the street, and go for the cover.
It's not funny.
Whoa, hold on, guys. I'm a little confused. Why are we digging a pool?
Dave, be more of a geek. There's no way you're going to the prom. You're a disease. And no one will ever swim in this stupid pool.
Thanks, kid. The adults are talking now. Run along. After what I could only assume was maybe 5 minutes of Dave toiling in the hot sun due to how bullshittingly early high school starts, we see the object of his affection.
Move, me and my friend David are coming through. Don't you know that?
Hey, there's Robin.
Oh, hey, Robin.
See, Samwise the Gardener here is actually digging his pool so he can hop her fence and trim her bush.
Unfortunately for Dave, Robin already has a main squeeze.
Well, he's got the buff spikes chilling on top of his melon, obviously, right? Dude, he's checking her cheeks. He's got the serious beak, his own personal, holding company, full of fundage, bro, that he wheezes off of me.
There's some undertones there that I don't really want to get into right now.
In history class, it turns out the lesson of the day is on Cro-Magnon Man in the Ice Age.
Oh, Stoney.
Ice Age?
Yes, Ice Age, that's right.
And we get our first true taste of Matt Wilson. This scene is a pretty accurate depiction of a high school history class. One kid is way too willing to participate. The troublemaker kid is forced to participate to make sure he's paying attention.
You are paying attention, that's good.
And then that one chick, who probably has the IQ of a slinky, makes a mockery of the subject. They nailed it!
Right there.
He's dope. I'd go out with him.
And this also sets up the whole caveman thing coming up soon, in case you're also from the Stone Age and don't have a brain big enough to pick up that the beginning of the movie wasn't to stress the destruction of earthquakes throughout the ages.
And is it just me, or did anybody else get the sensation that that fucking thing lasted 10,000 years? I know it's just the editing that gives it that effect, but I like to imagine we just witnessed the end of the longest natural disaster in history. And then Dave drank his gross-ass ceiling slushy. Whatever, I'm getting off track.
Anyway, after a long day at school, Dave immediately gets back to his success scheme, while Stoney fumbles about like an idiot listening to Edgar Winters. Dave finds a rock, which Stoney identifies as...
It's a Mousterian bowl. A Mousterian bowl from the Mousterian era. Don't you ever watch Jeopardy?
Another earthquake happens, and they end up finding a caveman, frozen in a block of ice.
What? It's a caveman. Please.
What, did you learn about this on Jeopardy too? You gotta admit though, the shots looking at Dave and Stoney through the ice are pretty cool. Especially because this caveman becomes a major character, so it's like we're seeing through his frozen eyes.
Fame or money or popularity.
Dave, being the opportunist that he is, sees about 1,000,000 ways he can profit off of this. And if you don't believe me, just listen to the way he slime balls Stoney's hampered, probably altered mind into doing his bidding.
You tell me you couldn't use a new scooter, some new bell bottoms, a little fundage, wheeze some older nugs with a mansion and a pool, soaking up the rays, watching all the Jeopardy you can handle.
That was the clincher.
Everybody's got a price. Come on.
Thus, they dig out the caveman with this elaborate setup that I do actually believe took all night to assemble. And then they take him to their garage to thaw him.
Stop! Why are you sexually licking the caveman? What's wrong with you?
Dave swears Stoney to secrecy about the
This has
caveman,
got to be our secret.
so that the very next day, he can go immediately tell Robin in an attempt to seduce her.
Caveman?
Because nothing drops panties faster than a frozen, half-dead guy caught in his final moment of desperation.
Dave,
Dave, she's not interested. Maybe you should try her friend. She's into cavemen.
That's barbaric.
Also, Dave tells Robin he found a caveman. Like, maybe he shouldn't have done that. Why didn't he bring the bowl to school and show his teacher?
Maybe take a photo of the cave paintings? The teacher would be super hyped about it, and Dave would get publicity for his pool. Word would spread about the uber cool, most mysterious Mousterian pool, and boom, instant after party. Don't even gotta wait till prom.
He could probably even get help digging his pool. Get like the history club or the science club to come excavate that shit, they'd be all over it. Dave, that's like free slave labor, buddy. Like, you could literally just kick back like this with your feet up, and every hour or so, just ask,
Found anything yet? We ain't found shit.
boom, instant pool. Listen, Dave, if you're gonna be a master manipulator, you gotta at least do this stuff right, you know?
I love it when she calls me David. Hello, David.
Ooh, get him, Matt. Matt is Robin's boyfriend, and he doesn't take too kindly to Dave's advances. Dave's gonna learn a valuable lesson right now about respecting other people's relationships.
Some of us pump, and some of us slump. You should try some pump, Morgan. Might clear up your acne.
That's some fire right there, man. I gotta start using that one.
Robin wouldn't piss on your gums if your teeth were on fire.
Attaboy, Matty. Keep 'em coming.
Shush! Hush, please. Oh, God.
Christ, they just crucified this motherfucker. Look at that shit. Were things really this brutal back then? And you think cyberbullying today is bad? I'm just honestly surprised his forehead says "Eat me" and not "King of the Jews." Meanwhile, the caveman thaws, and we have to go through the typical fish-out-of-water slapstick stuff you would probably expect. Some of it's cute, but most of it's just dumb.
I'll be back.
Stoney and Dave come home to find the house ransacked, and following the clues, they find the caveman in Dave's room.
Flame-made.
After mesmerizing the poor guy with a lighter, Dave realizes how easy it would be to exploit the caveman's childlike mind for his own gain. Stoney is just as devious.
We'll teach him how to wheeze.
So Stoney and Dave give the caveman a makeover and dress him in the pinnacle of early 90s fashion.
You may have realized that when all that caked on mud and grease came off, that the caveman here is played by Brendan Fraser. That's right, the dude from The Mummy, Bedazzled, you know. He was never the best actor, but he never failed to deliver, in my opinion. I've always maintained that he was a pretty good character actor, to be honest with you.
So they named the caveman Link, teach them their names, and civil words for tits.
Betty, huh?
Dave also plays up his parents' own insecurities to convince them that Link is actually Linkovic Chamovsky, a foreign exchange student from Estonia, who Dave's parents signed up for to come live with them for the quarter, and they don't remember any of it.
Forgotten about me in the 3rd grade. I spent the entire night after the play in the parking lot.
Naturally, since Link now knows his own name and several different ways to show memories before he gropes someone, Dave and Stoney take him to the one place he's going to hate being stuck in way more than a block of ice. High school.
Poor Stone Nature. He spent a million years chilling on a block of ice. Now he's gotta go to high school?
Gazungus.
This leads to an encounter with Robin and her friend Ella, who I'm convinced at this point would honestly fuck a rake if she was in the right mood. And Ella is instantly taken with Link, of course, while Robin isn't so sure.
Is he fine or what? I'm not sure.
But Dave, man, he knows he's in it now. He knows that this is going to be the plan that makes it all worth it. He's going to use his new pet monkey to get Robin, get popularity, and crush Matt between his own inflated ego and the hard ground, brother.
Ella requests that Stoney take Link to the local hockey rink that night, but Stoney first goes gallivanting around with Link after school, showing him the world in only the way that Pauly Shore's eyes can see it. First on their list of stops is the local corner store, where we're treated to one of the most obvious, yet greatest product placement scenes of all time, as Stoney teaches Link about the food groups and how to get diabetes.
And Link, this is not one of them. Oh. Dairy group, milk duds, fruit group, Sweet tarts. These are killer buddies. Hey, this is the vegetable group. Oh, corn nuts. Oh, put them on a pedestal, bro.
This all leads up to what is definitely the most fond remembered scene from this movie, and maybe Pauly Shore's career if we're pushing it.
What are you doing, Mrs. Stoney? No, you can't do this. You can't do this here.
Leave now. You must leave now, please.
Look, Kashmir, Rajneesh, why don't you just chill?
No buts, too.
Link and I are cruising the mountain, bro, and we figure we's a little juice.
No, whizzing the juice. Whiz the juice. No, whizzing the juice.
No, whizzing the juice.
I'll be back.
After teaching Link the joys of stealing, the duo go on for a Stoney time at the mountain. That's right, Stoney takes the caveman, still having trouble adjusting to society, to an amusement park. But no, not just an amusement park, to Mega fucking Mountain. I wonder if they ran into the Three Ninjas while they were there. That's what the world needs, a Three Ninjas Encino Man crossover. Hulk Hogan and Pauly Shore yucking it up and chewing the scenery. Oh my god, it'd be fantastic.
Oh, come on, I know you'd watch it. I would.
They get home to find Dave worried sick that Stoney ran off with his ticket to the promised land, only to find out that Link is now literally Stoney number 2.
Check out the fresh nugs. Wheeze in the juice.
Buddy.
Dave is of course relieved his two minions are in one piece, and that night they head off to Blades. Right when they enter, you know this is the place all the cool kids hang out. Vince Neil, Hockey, these kids are definitely all white. Ella immediately tries to hop on Link's crotch, but misses, while Dave shows Robin his child porn.
Been naked together.
So let's work on changing your mind.
Link discovers that the fastest way out of a girl like Ella's panties is video games. And Dave draws the ire of Matt once again.
What are you doing?
Come on, Dave. You gotta at least try to be subtle, bro. You can't just hit on her when her boyfriend's right there, dude.
Wheeze the juice!
Loyal to a fault, Link tries to intervene, which, well, just watch as Matt lays the smackdown.
I don't know you. I don't like you. As of now, I'm all over you. What do you think of your Bulgarian dork bud now?
I just love that. He is 100% confident in what he just did. You go, Matt. That won't come back to bite you in the ass. There's no such thing as karma.
Don't even come near me.
Dave, now seeing how resilient his Cro-Magnon companion is, realized that he'd be a dope-as-fuck bodyguard. So he and Stoney teach Link how to fight in the best way possible, with old wrestling VHSs and weird kung fu movies. I mean, that's how I learned how to fight.
And apparently taking a punch from Matt is all it takes for Link to get popular. Oh no.
I'm not joking. Link becomes the big man around the school, all because he took a point-blank shot to the nose and walked it off. Something which Dave apparently never tried. And it's at this point that Dave starts getting a little jealous.
Why doesn't that happen when
See,
Matt hits me?
Link was supposed to be his ticket to popularity, and Dave here hasn't moved up the social ladder at all.
You know, I mean, what's a guy to do? Maybe revenge? Nah, too harsh.
The history class goes on a field trip to a museum, and naturally Link comes along with Dave and Stoney, because you never know when your prehistoric pal will have a total meltdown when he realizes his current life is a lie, and that he was frozen solid in a block of ice for a gazillion years, because you know this was intentional, and this was something Dave was planning to get back at Link for being a fucking prick and taking away his popularity that he was working so hard to abuse others for, and if this wasn't intentional, then I got a fucking problem.
Don't even try to argue that this was a smart idea. Dave and Stoney know Link has memories of his past life. It's shown all throughout this movie. He puts cave drawings on everything. He mistakes a goddamn garbage truck for a woolly fucking mammoth.
I want you to just try to imagine how this poor bastard feels right now. He probably thought he was in some weird-ass dream, and now he realizes the truth. His perception of reality has been shattered completely, and it's because these two dipsticks didn't stop to think, not for 1 minute, that maybe bringing a caveman to a caveman exhibit was a bad idea.
Alright, you probably think I don't like this movie. That's not true. But even as a kid, this was something I had a problem with. And now I have even more of a problem with it because
Samwise the opportunist over here didn't consider this one flaw in his master plan, even if this was some half-baked revenge scheme. He spent the last hour of this movie crafting and molding Link to be his walking panty dropper, and this one fatal flaw severely threatens his grand scheme. Stoney at least finally steps up and gives him some Vin Diesel spiel about family and everything's okay again. If Stoney decided not to be a good friend for once in this damn movie, Dave's entire plan would have been fucked beyond repair, because he'd now have a psycho caveman flipping shit all over the museum.
We're your new family. It's okay.
dude can't even afford to have someone dig a pool for him. He has to dig it himself. It's not like he has the expendable income to replace thousands and thousands of dollars of property damage on replicas of the distant past. Do you see where I'm coming from at all here?
Get inside the car.
The next day, Link figures that since nothing in the past mattered, nothing he does now will matter, so he commits Grand Theft Auto when he steals the driver's ed car with Robin inside. Stoney and Dave see this from their class and try but fail to stop him. They all end up at a sleazy bar filled with illegal immigrants. And no, I'm not being racist. That's actually what's in the movie. I'm not joking.
Eventually, yeah. But I'm almost there, look. Look at my patch, bro.
Whoa.
Stoney hits it off with some gangbangers and shares some tequila with them, while Link displays his moves on the dance floor with Robin. Dave misses his opportunity to dance with her and turns her down because he has his own inhibitions and thinks acting like a fool on the dance floor will compromise his ego.
Police! Immigration!
Oh God, let's get out of here.
See? I told you.
Stoney and Robin escape with the new gangster friends, but Dave and Link get caught and arrested.
Stoney is the crustiest vato I've ever witnessed. So don't harsh his gig, buddy.
Now you'd think that Link not even having any social security number or birth records would maybe raise an eyebrow here. There's no DNA on file, nothing like that. Thankfully, this movie just kind of glances over that, and it's good, because it's starting to hit that point where it's a little too long.
Anyway, Dave uses his one phone call to ask Robin to the prom. Just listen to this conversation.
Look, this is my one phone call. And I'm using it to ask you to go to the prom with me. So just say yes, okay?
No.
Why not?
I want to go with Link.
What?
You can just feel Dave's whole world crashing down on him. His whole master plan blew up. Boom. Like that. All in his face. Robin would rather mount Link's Paleolithic pole than give Dave the time of day.
This is the final straw for Dave. You can just tell. Link has gotten way more popular than Dave ever intended. He's a hit with the ladies, and now even Robin wants to get clubbed over the head and dragged back to his prehistoric love den. Honestly, if you ask me, Dave kinda deserves this. This whole movie, he's been exploiting everyone, using every person and situation for his own gain, and it all comes crashing down on him in one instance, and that look of realization is just icing to his sourdough cake.
I want to go with Link.
What?
Look, will you just ask Link if he'll go with me?
You want me to what?
Oh, and now she wants Dave to ask Link for her? Alright, I'm kinda with Dave on this one. Could you be any more uncaring? This guy is literally in prison, and he at least presents to you the premise that you're the only thing on his mind. We know you aren't. Dave's inflated ego is the only thing on his mind, but still, lady, show some courtesy or something. Maybe wait till he's not locked up in prison, huh? The next day, Dave decides it's just best to cut his losses and get Link out of the picture.
It's just the way it's gotta be.
I love how Dave's just making all these excuses, trying to tell Link that it's for the best. You know he's just trying to cover his ass because this whole plan blew up completely. He's really just making excuses for himself at this point. It's kinda sad, but it's great.
Great. The Weasel's here to save the day.
It's not my responsibility.
Yay.
You're the one who wheezed off his gig the whole time because you thought maybe it'd get you somewhere. Now the guy gets a little crusty and you're just gonna bag him. It's not happening, Dave. I'm sorry, that's not how it works with friends, man. Take it back. Take it back! You take it back!
Oh shit, this is getting aggressive.
Family.
You don't turn your back on family.
You look great.
Needless to say, they patch things up, and
time.
Dave is actually letting Link go to the prom with Robin. Progress, huh?
You touch her?
Oh, Dave, you haven't changed one bit. But things aren't gonna end so well from here.
Of course you can. Just turn around and go upstairs.
You see, Matt's been suspicious of Link ever since that night at Blades. He's spent the rest of this movie collecting evidence that something fishy is going on. Someone has to do it.
Just temper.
Get this, Link's school files contain a bunch of bullshit, including a dog license. A dog license! How the fuck that got by administration beats me. I guess the nurse, or whoever looks over the medical records, was maybe having an off day or some shit, and just okayed it with a glance? Oh, that clip will never get old. Anyway, Matt rushes back to prom, and Dave and Stoney are hot on his trail, because he has all the damning evidence. Ooh, shit's about to go down.
What are you trying to do, Matt? Come on, stop it. This Hummer right here is taking you for a ride. His name isn't Linkovich Chomovsky, and he's not from Estonia.
Matt, will you just stop this already?
Shush! Do you want to know what he really is? Yeah. He's a caveman.
Ooh, sorry, Matt. Poor choice of words.
What are you doing, fag?
Let's just stop and look at Matt's side of all this for a sec. Matt and Robin are dating at the beginning of the movie, yeah?
There's no sign of any strain or problem in that relationship at all. The only problem is Dave. See, Dave is delusional and thinks Robin is his girlfriend.
She's become a major babe and she loves me.
And he apparently makes advances on her constantly.
Why do you make me do this?
So often, in fact, that line implies this pseudo crucifixion is just one of many ways Matt has tried to put Dave in his place. Matt's probably tried time and time again to nicely tell Dave to back the fuck off and let him and Robin be, but Dave just won't take no for an answer, so he has to resort to shit like this.
So then this foreign exchange student from a third world country that was part of the Soviet Union, which just fell, shows up inexplicably. No one was made aware of it. The faculty don't even acknowledge it. And he hangs around with Dave, the jackass who won't let him have a hassle-free and happy relationship, and his stoner friend. Dude knows something's up.
And just imagine what he's thinking when he uncovers this huge conspiracy that the newest, most popular guy at school is actually a 10,000-year-old primitive human ancestor, and he rightfully decides everyone needs to know.
And we have a right to know if something bogus is going down.
And through all of this, Matt gets dumped, his ass beat, and is now the laughingstock of the whole school. While Dave, Stoney, and their reanimated Frankenstein of a friend are gallivanting around with everything he worked so hard to achieve these past 4 years. Maybe 5. I mean, look at him. You dumb.
But who's kidding? It's a happy ending for Dave, the least deserving person of a happy ending in this movie. And don't forget about the way this movie ends. Oh boy.
It's your cave nug. She is so crazy.
Yeah, like there'd be a sequel. Encino Man 2, Lost in New York. That'd actually be pretty dope.
And that's Encino Man, the story of how human beings manipulate and exploit others for their own gains. says a lot about humanity when Samwise doesn't just covet the Ring of Power, he is the Ring of Power. Overall though, if you like that cheeseball late 80s, early 90s style humor and haven't seen this, you should check it out. It's no Bill and Ted, but it's good put in effort. There are some great jokes. There's a lot of not so great jokes too, but...
I'll be back.
Oh, Pauly Shore. If only you knew how false that statement would be.